singing my song right on track. I'm chugging along. I'm here and gone like yesterday, rolling like an old freight train. On a wing and a prayer and a glorified Greyhound bus, flying down the road, running 9-0 and kicking up dust. Drinking truck stop coffee, counting birds on those telephone wires, burning the midnight oil and the tread off these old Goodyear tires. I'm gonna give them that 2-4-4 on the floor like an outlaw boy some day before. Got the pretty girls out there begging for more. Gotta give them all what they came here for. Doing my thing, singing my song right on track. I'm chugging along. I'm here and gone like yesterday, running like an old freight train. And sometimes my mind is a million miles away. I know you're sound asleep at home while I'm on this stage. And I'm missing you, wishing I was kissing you every day. But girl, I gotta keep rolling, rolling like an old freight train.
Game number 2 about to get underway. Reagan James' first pitch is a strike to Romero. It's going to be Romero, Mendez, and Lara Quinte. Nikowski, Termero, and Villascorbo. And here's a ground ball to Villanueva. Romero has grounded out to short 4 times today and has grounded out to third once. Just a little interesting tidbit there. 1 out here in the top of the first. 9-inning ball game here. Dolphins won the first game, the 7-inning game, 5-1. Here's Mendez. Mendez batting second, the designated hitter. Reagan James rocks and delivers. And a swing and a miss at 87. So Romero hit first, Mendez second, Lara Quinte third, Nikowski fourth, Termero fifth, Villascorbo sixth, Garcia seventh, and ground ball foul. Bowman 8th and Deschâtel 9th. For the Dolphins defensively, pretty similar lineup. Don't think anything's really changed. Obviously, new pitcher, Reagan James, caught by Nathan Ramirez, same catcher. And a swing and a miss, strikeout. 2 down here. Mendez goes down. And that'll bring us to Lara Quinte. So James pitching, Ramirez catching. Over at first is Caden Miller. Second base, Mancinas. Third base, Merrick. Shortstop, Villanueva. And then the outfield from left to right is Chavez in left, Baker in center, and Guajardo in right field. And there's a strike at the letters to Lara Quinte. And a ball. 1-1. Lara Quinte had a double in the first inning of game 1. The 1-1. And misses. Reagan James, 32 innings, a 3.66 ERA. One of the best pitchers for the Dolphins this season. A high pop-up out of play. 2-2. James has 4 wins and 1 loss in 12 appearances. Was kind of the closer, now has shifted into that final game of the series starter. And a ground ball, and it's going to be foul down the first base line. Coastal Bend does not have a third base coach. And a ground ball once again, this time a fair ball. He throws to James covering the bag. That was a very similar location, and this time fair. Lara Quinte is out. A 1-2-3 inning in the top of the first. We'll go to the bottom of the first, 0-0.
Thinking about college? Discover a world of opportunities with high-demand programs, expert faculty, and a diverse campus community. Whether you're just getting started or continuing your educational journey, ACC has the support and resources that you need to go from classroom to career. So, ready to shape your future? Achieve your ambitions with Alvin Community College. Your college experience awaits.
Bottom of the first, Guajardo will lead it off. It'll be Guajardo, Merrick, and Miller to face off against Rodriguez. And there's a strike at 86. Guajardo, Merrick, and Miller, and then Baker, Ramirez, and Chavez in the middle third of the order. Carpenter, Villanueva, and Mancinas the bottom third of the order for the Dolphins. The 0-1. And a ball. Defensively for the Cougars, Nicholas Rodriguez pitching. Catching Rodriguez is Adrian Villascorbo. Over at first is Termero. And that misses inside. Second baseman is Garcia. The third baseman is Romero. The shortstop is Lara Quinte. And the outfield from left to right, Nikowski in left. Center field has Deschâtel patrolling. And in right field is Bowman. Here's the 2-1 to Guajardo. That misses inside, 3-1. Guajardo was only retired once in that first game. Guajardo with the most hits on the team, really good numbers, highest batting average, highest on base percentage. And you saw why in that first game, really tough out for opposing pitchers. Here's the 3-1. And that hits Guajardo. Would have been a walk anyway, but Guajardo reaches base again. Guajardo gets hit probably the most, if I had to guess. Guajardo actually has not been hit the most. He's been hit 11 times, which is second to Cade Baker's 12. Feels like Guajardo gets hit every game. Here's Merrick. Merrick, 290 average, team leader in at-bats, second on the team in RBIs. Also leads the team with 39 strikeouts. And there is the strike. 0-1 the count to Merrick with the runner at first and one out. Rodriguez, 53 innings pitched, leads the team entering play. And did that hit him? No. Guajardo goes up to second. I thought that hit him. Ball must have just went behind him. 1-1 count. Yeah, I mean, that pitch was way inside. It actually went behind him somehow. I for sure thought it hit him. Corner infielders are in tight with a runner at second and nobody out, expecting Merrick to bunt. The 1-1. And he swings and misses. Rodriguez in his 53 innings, 4 wins, 2 losses. He has a 10.53 ERA. He has started 12 of his 13 appearances and popped up. Rodriguez with a 2.08 whip, which means he allows 2.08 walks and hits per inning. He has allowed a team-high 15 home runs this season. The 1-2. Misses up and in. Dolphins have not hit a home run in either of their last 2 games, despite playing in stadiums, or would you consider this a stadium? Maybe a field, playing in fields that do not have very deep dimensions. The ball really carries at Coastal Bend, and it's flown out of the yard this season here at Phillips Field. As Merrick strikes out, here's Caden Miller. Runner at second and 1 out. Rodriguez has allowed the most hits on the team with 75. And a swing and a miss. Slider away from Miller. Rodriguez strikes out 7 batters per 9 innings. Misses up and in. The 1-1. And a ground ball to third. Throw over to first, and now Guajardo stays at second as Miller's retired. Here's Baker. Rodriguez had a good outing against Galveston on April 12th. There's a strike at 88. 6 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, and they won 6-1 over Galveston, one of their 4 conference wins. Pitch like that against Galveston, decent chance he can pitch like that today. A lot of his other conference starts have resulted in higher numbers of runs. His last start, 5 runs. Before that, 8 against Blinn. As this is a ground ball, Romero can't get there. Guajardo is being sent from second. The throw goes to second, and now the throw goes to first. And out at first is Baker, but a run scores. It is 1-0. Dolphins in the lead. We will go to the top of the second. Baker with an RBI single, but out at first base. Be right back. Top of the second inning. Reagan James will face off against Nikowski. Nikowski swings and misses. Nikowski did have a solo homer in the first game. The only run the Cougars got came on that solo homer. That misses outside. Nikowski has 2 homers this season, and they have been in the last 2 games. Prior to that, did not have a homer. But he's homered every game for the last 2 games, so on a hot streak. Nikowski hitting 176 entering play today. And a high fly ball into right center. Cade Baker is under it, and he makes a catch for out number 1. 98 off the bat, but he must have got way under. Probably, what, a 45, 50-degree launch angle? It's 38 degrees. Not nearly as bad as I thought. 120 feet in the air, a high fly ball indeed. 1 out. Seemed like he got way under it because he hit it 98. It's a well-touched ball. Termero up. And a ball away. Termero hitting 200 entering play. Does have an on-base percentage up around 400. Good mark as he swings and tips it into the mitt of Ramirez. Termero had a single in the first inning of game 1. Reagan James in his second inning of work, 4 outs so far. And a high fly ball in the left center field. Baker will range forward and make the catch. So a 90 off the bat. Baker's made the last 2 outs. And now Reagan James will face off against Viascorbo. Viascorbo, the 6th hitter and catcher for the Cougars. James, good right-handed pitcher out of Angleton. And there's a ball. This one popped up. It looks like Miller will have the play in foul territory. And he makes a catch for out number 3. James has faced the minimum. We'll head to the bottom of the second. It's 1-0 Dolphins.
Real training for real people. That's Alvin Community College. Hands-on programs preparing you for high-value careers so you can unlock opportunities and write your own story. Everything you need, nothing you don't. Just the skills you require for the job that requires you. Start your journey at alvincollege.edu and step into your future today with ACC.
Bottom of the second, here's Naden Ramirez. It'll be Ramirez, Chavez, and Carpenter 5, 6, and 7. Face off against Rodriguez. Ramirez pulls back the bunt, and it's a strike called. Good pitch. And fouled off. Ramirez hitting 274 entering play. Oh, 2 count. Catcher sets up outside. Rodriguez misses outside. Ball and 2 strikes to Ramirez. And a swing and a miss. Ties him up in a knot with that 87-mile-an-hour fastball. Some arm side run. Strikeout there for Rodriguez. Here's Chavez. Chris Chavez hitting .314 with a .407 on base. A lot of singles for Chavez. And a swing and a miss. He topped at 88. Topped at 88 so far. That pitch was 88. Here's the 0-1. And Chavez goes. 89, actually. That one was 89. Ramping it up against the lefty. No balls and 2 strikes here to Chavez. Misses up and away. Long hold. Here's the 1-2. Misses outside. Two and 2 to Chavez. And Chavez fouls it out of play. Up to 89 again. 26 pitches for Rodriguez so far. 1 hit, 1 run, no walks, and 2 strikeouts. 15 strikes. And Chavez strikes out. Back-to-back Ks. Here's Carpenter. Carpenter hitting 202, 344 on base, 434 slugging. One 0 count to Carpenter. Probably has the most raw power. 1-0. And he swings and misses. 88 up and in. Very important other games going on in the conference. That's high. St. Jack playing Galveston, Wharton playing Blen. Dolphins want both Wharton and Galveston to lose to try to help them get in. Blen currently leads Wharton 5-0 in game 1 of their doubleheader. And that's tipped right back just over the catcher's head into the net. 2-2 count with nobody on and 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. Galveston is also losing 5-0. High fly ball, and Deschatel is there to make the catch for out number 3. 2 innings are through. Dolphins lead 1-0. Be right back.
Thinking about college? Discover a world of opportunities with high-demand programs, expert faculty, and a diverse campus community. Whether you're just getting started or continuing your educational journey, ACC has the support and resources that you need to go from classroom to career. So, ready to shape your future? Achieve your ambitions with Alvin Community College. Your college experience awaits.
Can't be what it's not. Yeah, we missed by a mile or more, but we gave it our best shots. I just don't wanna fight with you anymore. So let's fade away nice and slow. Easy come, easy go. Out on that old hardwood floor. One last dance, one last song, one last hold you right or wrong. Let's put off this heartache. One last walk for old time's sake. Dim lights, thick smoke, let's go for broke. Don't water down that 90 proof. We'll say goodbye. Come on and light tonight.
Top of the third inning. Reagan James has faced the minimum so far. Here's Garcia. Garcia, Bowman, and Deschatel. Ball up and away. Garcia had a couple of hits in game 1. Andy Garcia was hitting .288 in ring play. Foul ball to the third base coach. And a pop-up foul. Ball and 2 strikes. One, 2 is fouled back. A 1-2. And fouled back again. James usually works pretty quickly. Gets the ball, gets on the rubber, gets ready. Not a whole lot of messing around usually. Oof, that runs in and hits Garcia in the hand at 88. He'll take first base. Leadoff base runner, the first base runner of the game. For the Cougars, he had faced the minimum until that point. Here is Bowman now. Garcia trying to shake it off. Bowman hitting .248. Done a great job of drawing walks this season. Still checking on Garcia. Garcia is the Cougars' second baseman and seventh hitter. Looks like he's good to go. James now pitching from the stretch against the lefty Bowman. Bowman tries to bunt, and it's a strike as he did not connect. Throw to first, not in time. Throw to first. Oh, 1. And in the air to right center. Baker charging in, and he makes the catch for out number 1. Bowman is retired. Runner at first for Deschâtel. Deschâtel, team leader in at-bats with those 47 hits, which is second on the team, 37. No, 47, yeah. 307 average. And there's a strike. Like a changeup there from James. Deschâtel, a good player at St. Thomas last season. Had a nice chat with him between games. Having a good year for the Cougars. Not a lot of lineup protection. Batting ninth, doing a good job. 0-1. Ball inside. Deschâtel has good speed. 19 stolen bases this year, just caught twice. 1-1. And tipped. Deschâtel kind of slips as he swings. Hopefully he's all right. It looks like he's trying to shake out his leg. James having some sort of conversation with the home plate umpire. Maybe just a minute for Deschâtel to shake it off. He'll have a 1-2 count with a runner at first and 1 out. It's Garcia over at first after he was hit by a pitch. The 1-2. And Deschâtel pops it up. And now Baker races in, and he makes a catch. As Garcia was able to get back, they kind of deked him a little bit. 2 outs here. 1 trip through the order. Just a hit batter. Here is Romero, who has grounded out to short, I think 4 times into third once. So over-under on ground out to the left side of the infield. I mean, I'm thinking like minus 140. Pitch misses up. Look, that was a good pitch, borderline. Maybe if Romero was just an inch or 2 taller, that'd be a strike. A 1-0. And in the dirt. 2-0 count. Apparently not in time over at first on the pickoff attempt. Throw again, not in time. And a high fly ball down the left field line. Chavez in foul territory makes a catch for out number 3. Long run there. And that'll end it in the top of the 3rd. They did have a base runner on a hit by pitch, but he was unable to get past first base. Go to the bottom of the 3rd. 1-0 Dolphins lead.
When you go through West, never heard of the Larry Joe Taylor Fest. Ain't polished pop country crap sounds the best. You ain't met my Texas yet. Hadn't been to the Fort Worth. Que comience la fiesta. Mesa, mesa, mesa que más aplauda. Mesa que más aplauda. Mesa que más aplauda, le manda la niña. Mesa que más aplauda, sí. Mesa que más aplauda, no. Mesa que más aplauda, le manda la niña. Sa, 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 yakuza, yakuza. Sa, sa.
Bottom of the 3rd, here's Marco Villanueva. It'll be Villanueva, Mancinas, and Guajardo against Rodriguez. And between the legs of the umpire there, 1-0 count. Being away with the switch hitter, batting lefty all day today against all the righties. Coastal Bend is thrown out there. Being away by hitting .261. Little bat woggle. And that misses outside. He's got a little bit of like a hip gyration in his stance. I imagine he's like feeling the rhythm of his walk-up song even long after it ends, as that misses outside. 3-0 count, he'll probably be taken all the way. Dolphins need base runners. And there's a strike. Three and one to Villanueva. And misses. Villanueva walks. Leadoff walk here in the bottom of the 3rd. Here's Mancinas. Not sure what the holdup is here. Perhaps it's the pitch comm. That might be the holdup. See the earpiece in the right ear via Scorbo. So get down in his crouch now. Being away at first with nobody out for Mancinas. Mancinas was going to bunt, but the pitch was yanked. Mancinas hitting .288, 375 on base. He's had a good season. And he drops down a bunt. That's a good one, and it rolls foul. A little slight lip of the grass. It was a very well-executed bunt, but there's just a little edge, and once it hits that edge, it picks up momentum and rolls foul. Excellent bunt, though. Just unfortunate. Would have been a tough out to get there with Mancinas running. On a strike. Not in time. Romero goes to the first baseman, and now there's nobody at second. So Villanueva will stay put. Mancinas is out. And now they want to talk about it. Guajardo will be up with the runner at second. Mancinas thinks he's safe. And they say he is. The first baseman, Termero, doesn't understand. They say the throw pulled Termero off the base. Coastal Bend not happy about the call. Field umpire telling him to get back in the dugout. He just came out to see what the call was and get an explanation, and they didn't even want to talk to him. 2 on and nobody out for Guajardo. Not sure if he'll be bunting here. But Mancinas, who laid down a good bunt and was robbed by the grass, ends up getting aboard as the throw to Termero pulled him off the bag. Guajardo drops down a good bunt. It's going to be a tough play. Throw to first, and it gets away. A run is going to score, probably 2 runs. Guajardo will make it to third at least, as both Villanueva and Mancinas score. And the throw ends up with Guajardo at third on a bunt. It's 3-1 Dolphins. Hey, until they show you they can get an out on the bunt. Worth it to keep trying there. Rodriguez made that error. Dolphins have not really been hitting it very well today, so if the bunt is what you got to do. Now the shortstop having a chat with the field umpire. He gives him a thumbs up. Corner infielder's in tight with Merrick up. And that's low. Merrick not afraid to bunt either. Guajardo's bunt was really good. It was going to get the job done. Would have been a tough play, but Rodriguez's throw went a bit wild. And a high fly ball to left. Left fielder's ranging back, and that ball is G-O-N-E, gone. Tanner Merrick with a 2-run bomb It's 5-0. 4 runs already here in the third inning without an out. Merrick hits it 97 off the bat. Went 348 feet, 27-degree launch angle, and he crushed it. 5-0 here in the bottom of the third. 16th home run allowed by Rodriguez this season. Merrick got his 38th and 39th RBIs there. And Merrick hits his 6th home run. Miller watches one up and away. Don't think there's any action in the pen for the Cougars yet. And Miller pops one up. Long play for the first baseman, Termero. And it's a foul ball, 1-1. Base is empty, still with nobody out at 1-1. And he hits one in the air to left, right at the left fielder, Mikowski. 95 off the bat. He added 19 miles per hour to it, but easy play for the left fielder nonetheless. And there's one out finally here in the bottom of the third. Here's Cade Baker. Quick inning recap. Villanueva walked. Mancinas reaches on an error on the bunt as the throw pulled the first baseman off the bag. Guajardo bunted, and then an error from the pitcher resulted in both runners scoring and Guajardo reaching third. Merrick hit a 2-run homer that drove in Guajardo, and then Miller lined out on a very hard hit ball for out number 1, and that hit Baker in the elbow. I say it's a foul ball. He's saying it's off the knob of the bat. Baker says it hit him in the elbow. 1-1 count. Foul ball there. Base is empty and one out here in the bottom of the third. 1-1 count to Baker. Rodriguez delivers. Misses. Even with the bases empty, Rodriguez pitching out of the stretch. I feel like a lot of relievers just pitch out of the stretch, but not a lot of starters, as that is tipped. I feel like, not sure that we have any metrics on that, but percentage of pitchers that only pitch from the stretch, I would say a higher percentage of them are relievers and not starters. Two count to Baker. And Baker tips it off of the catcher via Scorbo. Baker's 1 for 1 with an RBI single. Dolphins with just 2 hits. The only 2 hits in the ball game are Merrick's homer and Baker's single. 5 runs on 2 hits. Called both Mancinas and Guajardo's reaching base on a bunt errors, and that's fouled back. .52 pitches, 30 strikes for Rodriguez. So far, 2 hits, 5 runs, 3 earned, a walk, and 3 strikeouts. Two. And Baker hits one high in the air to left. I think it might be foul as it lands foul. 98 off the bat, went 350 feet. 29-degree launch angle, just a little foul. Maybe 10 feet at most left of the foul pole as it hooked. 2-2 count to Baker. Two, and Baker hits it in the air and out of play. Tamaro will give it a look, but yeah, out of play indeed. Get some baseballs from Gabo Rodriguez. Two, and that's a ball low. Three-two, and on the ground. Off the arm of the shortstop, Baker is going to head to second. Deschatel throws, and safe. Baker is safe. Just gets in there with the hustle. Was 99 off the bat, but in very shallow center field, Deschatel charged in and made the throw. But Baker is at second here with one out on the shortest double you'll ever see. Baker, heads up player, uses his athleticism to make it up to second. Nathan Ramirez up here. Dolphins leading 5-0 in the bottom of the third. Runner at second and one out. And a strike. And in the air to right field. Right field arranging back, and that ball will bounce off the wall. Ramirez will head in the second, and it is 6-0. Ramirez with an RBI double. Dolphins in control here, and we'll see if they want to go to the pen at some point or how long of a leash they're going to give Rodriguez. Chavez up. I guess we got to do an inning recap again as they do send a guy down there to the pen. Looks like Steven Onofre. And a strike. 88 there. Chavez 0 for 1 with a strikeout. And a ball outside. Chavez is the 8th batter of the inning. Still with just one out. Dolphins got 1 in the first and 5 here in the third. 2 errors from the Cougars have really hurt them. The 1-1. And Chavez takes a strike. That is a strike. Good pitch there from Rodriguez. The 1-2. And Chavez hits it through the right side. They're going to send Ramirez. The throw coming in from right field. And it is cut off. They'll let him score. It's 7-0. Chavez with an RBI single. Runner at first with one out. And it looks like we might see a pitching change or just a conversation to try to slow down the momentum. 6 runs here in this third inning.
chains drip, it's all insane. You ain't never gonna be the same. Living life through the night, thin line of the lightning strike. Sometimes the only light, when the moon is tucked away, the camera captures all the things that make us turn from what we see. It's always rolling, it don't stop rolling. I haven't slept in 3 damn days. Yeah, but who needs that anyway? Loud thunder, heavy rain, thin line between joy and pain.
So Rodriguez is going to face Hayden Carpenter.
Insane, you ain't never gonna be the same. Living life through the night, thin line of the lightning strike. Sometimes the only light, when the moon's tucked away.
Ball low. Carpenter 0 for 1. 1-0 count here. Ball low again. Good count here for Carpenter. And he swings and misses. Swinging for the downs there. Runner first and 1 out. Run rule is 10 after 5 or 7 or 8 after 7 rather. So still not in run rule territory. Dolphins would love to end it early and secure a sweep of Coastal Bend before they play their final week of the regular season against Blen. They could save some bullets for the guys in the pen. Maybe might help them against Blen, the defending national champions, in a series where they got to win, 1, 2, probably somewhere between at least 1 and 3 games to try to get in. Obviously, 2 would be better. 3 would be even better than that, but got to at least win 1. And foul ball. Warden and Galveston will be playing the final 4 games against one another. And they are both ahead of the Dolphins entering today. So, assuming they split, they both have similar records. They are actually tied entering today. Assuming they split, the Dolphins would need to win probably 2 games as Carpenter walks here. And there's 2 on and 1 out. And that might be it for Rodriguez. We'll see who they bring in. See who this new pitcher is. The Dolphins have batted around here in the 3rd inning. Villanueva led off the inning. Quick inning recap here in the bottom of the 3rd. Villanueva walked. Mancinas reaches on an error. Guajardo reaches on an error. 2-run score. Merrick hit a 2-run homer. Miller lined out on a hard liner, the only out of the inning. Baker doubled on a ball just beyond second base. Ramirez doubled, which scored Baker. Chavez singled, scoring Ramirez. And then Carpenter walked. And back to Villanueva here, 10th batter of the inning.
y los malandros y los huevones, los hijos de papi y los juniors y los fresas, los que le roban el dinero a mamá y se lo gastan en clima.
New pitcher is Cam Anderson. Get some stats on him. Cam Anderson, 5.2 innings this year. He has a 22.24 ERA. Anderson has a 4.06 whip. That's 4.06 walks and hits per inning. In 5 2/3, Anderson has given up 11 hits, 12 walks, and 20 runs in 5 2/3 innings. That is 4 runs per inning. Does have decent strikeout numbers, over 1 strikeout per inning. Only been taken deep once. A ground ball could get him out of the inning. Here's Villanueva. Villanueva from Laredo, 5'6", 165-pound middle infielder's got 2 on and 1 out. Third baseman and first baseman will be in tight in case Villanueva wants to bunt. Dolphins have exposed their bunt defense a little bit here in this third inning. And Villanueva watches a strike at 88. A little shocked to see 88. Wasn't thinking real high velo. But yeah, back to back. 88, 87. Ball and a strike to Villanueva. Chavez at second and Carpenter at first. And he jumps out of the way now. The throw back to second. And Chavez able to get back. A good throw from Termero. Two one, and Villanueva hits it in the air, and it's going to be caught by the shortstop. Lara Quinte had to leap for it, as that one just 62 miles per hour off the bat. Must have hit the very end of the bat. And here's Mancinas. And Mancinas hits one into the gap. That might score 2, as Mancinas will stop at first, scores 1. It's 8-0. Runners on the corners here. An RBI single for Mancinas, and here is Guajardo. Guajardo 0 for 1 with 2 runs scored. Was hit by a pitch and reached on an error. And that is low. Mancinas back into first and in time. Getting a little aggressive. Guajardo was able to make it to third, and 2 runs scored to open it up a little bit. Went from 1-0 to 3-0 on that well-executed bunt. But a throwing error from the pitcher Rodriguez sent him all the way to third base. The 1-0. And Guajardo hits it in the air to right field. Right fielder ranging back, and he makes a catch for out number 3. Guajardo hits it 90 off the bat, but the catch is made by Bowman. It's 8-0 headed to the top of the 4th. 7 runs scored in the bottom of the 3rd. We'll be right back.
Real training for real people. That's Alvin Community College. Hands-on programs preparing you for high-value careers so you can unlock opportunities and write your own story. Everything you need, nothing you don't. Just the skills you require for the job that requires you. Start your journey at alvincollege.edu and step into your future today with ACC.
This girl is only world, that string of pearls that slipped away. 1,000 dimes, 1,000 times. He doesn't mind what they say. He fills a jukebox, then plays the same.
Top of the 4th. Mendez up to bat. It'll be Mendez, Laraquente, and Nikowski, 2, 3, and 4. Only base runner so far has been a hit batter, as there's a strike from James. Mendez 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Mendez had a good career at Galena Park. Saw him in the playoffs last year in their loss to Santa Fe. He did hit a home run, though. Talented player from Galena Park, but he's in an 0-2 hole. And a strikeout. Mendez strikes out. Mendez, a little bit of a high strikeout rate, 34 strikeouts and 93 at-bats this season. Good hitter, though. Got a 424 on base, team leader with 28 walks. Here's Laraquente. He's got the best offensive numbers for the Cougars. Hits one high in the air to left center, or center field, actually, as Baker's there to make the catch. 95 off the bat. Went pretty deep, but not deep enough. Thought that ball would tail away from Baker a little bit more. Here's Nikowski. He's obviously on a little bit of a tear, a home run in the last 2 games for Nikowski. Foul ball. So far, James just 40 pitches, 29 strikes. Only blemish was the hit batter. Has struck out 2. And a ball outside. And a ground ball foul down the third baseline. The 1-2. And a high fly ball into right center. And Guajardo makes the catch for out number 3. 3 up and 3 down. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th. 8-0 Dolphins.
Thinking about college? Discover a world of opportunities with high-demand programs, expert faculty, and a diverse campus community. Whether you're just getting started or continuing your educational journey, ACC has the support and resources that you need to go from classroom to career. So, ready to shape your future? Achieve your ambitions with Alvin Community College. Your college experience awaits.
It's nobody's fault. Don't know the reason. Stayed here all season. Nothing to show but this brand new tattoo. But it's a real beauty. I'm Mexican cutie. How it got here, I haven't a clue. Wasting away again in Margaritaville. Searching for my lost sugar and salt.
Bottom of the fourth, Tanner Merrick up. Merrick had a 2-run homer earlier in the third inning. Merrick facing off against Cam Anderson. And a ball low and away. Dolphins could win the game early if they score 2 runs in the fourth and then shut out the Cougars in the fifth. The ball game would end, as the run rule is 10-0 after 5, 10 runs after 5, I should say. 2-0 count to Merrick. Good count for Merrick to try to put another good swing on one. And that misses up and in. Tanner, the Alvin native, must have brought a fan with him. 3-0. And there's a strike. 87 there. Let's go, 3-1. Misses. Merrick walks. That will bring up Miller. Miller, third hitter and first baseman. Runner on first, nobody out. Miller looking for his first hit in this ball game. And there's a strike. Mentioned Miller's father, a former MLB player, nice long career. Miller from Lockport, Illinois. Oof, that hits him. It does hit him. So 2 on and nobody out here. See how long of a leash they give Anderson. Looks like there is some action in the pen for the Cougars. Baker's up. Baker's last at bat, he doubled on a ball just behind second base. See if Baker drops down a bunt here. Strike. Two on and nobody out here. 0-1 count to Baker. Baker's 2 for 2 with a single and a double. Drove in a run and scored a run. Misses up and away. Final line on Rodriguez. 2 1/3, 5 hits, 8 runs, 3 earned, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. 69 pitches, 41 strikes. Had a wild pitch and hit a batter. The 1-1. And Baker hits it in the air to left. And Nikowski makes the catch before he slides. And Baker robbed of a hit there. 104 off the bat. Once again, Nikowski there. And batting for Ramirez is going to be Bryce Smith. Bryce Smith from Santa Fe. 6'2", 180-pound freshman first baseman, left-handed hitter, and he watches a strike. Bryce Smith this year, 4 hits and 23 at-bats. He's got a 174 average, but he does have a 345 on base. 50% strikeout rate for Smith, though. 12 strikeouts and 23 at-bats. And a ball. 2-1 to Smith. Two one. And a strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two. And Smith hits it into right center. Deschâtel dives, can't get it. And that's going to score a run, maybe 2, as they're going to send Miller and try to get the run rule. Smith slips, and it is 10-0. The run rule is in order. And Bryce Smith, pinch hitting, comes up clutch for the Dolphins to try to put this run rule into play. They could add extra runs, give them an even better chance to complete the run rule. Here's Chavez. Chavez 1 for 2 with an RBI and a run. Had an RBI single. Interested to see what they do defensively with Ramirez out of the ball game in the top of the 5th. And a ball low. Two count. Good count for Chavez to try to add on here. Oof, that nearly hit Chavez. Tormero able to catch that somehow. Three-0 count. All right, 2nd and 1 down. And there's a strike. Misses. Chavez walks, 2 on and 1 out here. We'll see if they go to the pin or if they just let Anderson have it. Carpenter's coming up to bat. Carpenter's 0 for 1 with a walk. And there's a strike. 86. Carp thought it was outside. Just a little. Borderline. Oh, 1. Carpenter hits it in the air to center field. That's going to drop in front of Deschâtel. And the throw from Deschâtel comes in. They have bases loaded. Smith stops at third. And that's probably going to be it for Cam Anderson. The next pitcher will come in with the bases loaded and 1 out here. Trying to keep it close, give the Cougars hope of not getting run ruled. See who the new pitcher is. Is that 42? That's Stephen Onofre. Onofre, 10 1/3 innings this year, a 12.19 ERA. Just at 1 inning per appearance. Onofre with a 2.32 whip. And 10 innings, 10 hits, 15 runs, 14 earned, 14 walks, and 13 strikeouts. One of the higher strikeout rates. Has given up 3 homers. He has hit 8 batters in 10 innings. The starting pitchers for Coastal Bend today, a combined 44 hit batters between them. They're averaging like 2 hit batters, 3 hit batters per game. Villanueva up with the bases loaded and 1 out. Smith at third. Chavez at second and Carpenter at first. Misses outside. 85 on that one. Dolphins already in run rule territory. Trying to add on. There's a strike. Switch hitter once again batting left-handed. And Villanueva pops it up and out of play. Base loaded and 1 out. 1-2 count to Villanueva. The 1-2. And Villanueva strikes out on a pitch in the dirt. 2 outs now. Onofre gets the K. And here's Mancinas.
mind, I take your enemies in front of God. Introduce them to that light. Hit them strictly with that fire.
Mancinas 1 for 1 with an RBI and a run. Did reach on and a sacrifice bunt with an error. A 1 count to Mancinas. If the Dolphins could have scored at least one, maybe two more runs and made it 11 or 12 to nothing, an even better chance to win the game after the top of the 5th. But if Mancinas isn't able to drive in another run here, all Coastal Bend needs is 1 run to score to stave off a loss. This is a ground ball to short, throw over to first, and in time to get Mancinas. It is 10-0, and the Cougars need 1 run to stay alive here in this ball game. Be right back in just a moment. Top of the 5th. Dolphins lead 10-0. They need 3 outs without allowing a run, and they will sweep Coastal Bend and end it early. Here is Termero, and that ball bounces. One-0 count, and there's a strike with that breaking ball. Oof. Check swing, and it hits the handle of the bat. 1-2 count. And misses outside, 2-2. James, 4 innings, just a hit batter, struck out 2. And a swing and a miss. James gets his 3rd strikeout, and Cougars now only have 2 outs to play with here in the top of the 5th. Here is Villascorbo. Villascorbo's 0 for 1. Scorbo popped out to the first baseman, Miller. James ready to go. As soon as he gets in the box, James ready to deliver, and he misses. James just 49 pitches, 34 strikes. And a ball. And a foul ball down the first base line. Two and one count here to Scorbo. Three and one. And a swing and a miss. Another swinging strike for James. Payoff pitch. And popped out of play. And another foul ball. Nobody on and one out here in the top of the fifth. Full count to Scorbo. James trying to finish this one. He's only hit a batter so far. And popped up. Should be Mancinas' play as he makes a catch for out number 2. Cougars down to their final out. Reagan hit the first batter of the third inning. It was Garcia who is up now. Garcia, the only base runner for the Cougars in this one. And in the air to center. Baker is there. And he makes a catch. Reagan James throws a no-hitter. And the Dolphins win it 10-0. Albeit a 5-inning no-hitter, but still no hits allowed by Reagan James. Just one hit batter away from a brief, shortened, perfect game. And the Dolphins win it 10-0. A run in the first, 7 in the third, and 2 in the fourth. They don't have to bat in the bottom of the fifth. The Dolphins improved to 14-17 in conference, 27-21 overall. Coastal Bend falls to 10-39, 4-27 in conference. The Dolphins entered play a game back of fourth and third place technically. And the Dolphins are now 14-17. Galveston and Wharton County are both 13-17, I believe. We'll check on that real quick as they were each playing some tough teams. Yeah, Wharton fell 14-0 to Blinn, which moved them to 13-17. And Galveston fell, or it's currently 10-2 with San Jack leading in the 6th inning. So that one not over, but both teams will likely be 13-17, and the Dolphins are 14-17. And the Whitecaps and the Pioneers have another game to go against Blinn and San Jack. How about Tanner Merrick, the 2-run homer? Reagan James, great outing, tossing a 5-inning no-hitter. Second time the Cougars have been no-hit this season. The last time was on March 1st against Blinn. 5 innings, no hits, no runs, no walks, just one hit batter, 3 strikeouts, 57 pitches, 40 strikes. And Merrick, 2 RBIs. Bryce Smith, 2 RBIs and a pinch hit appearance. An RBI from Chavez, Mancinas, Baker, Couple of runs scored by Guajardo. And the Dolphins win it 10-0. They will be back in action on Monday at Blinn. We'll play at home on Wednesday, the final home game of the season, and then a doubleheader on Friday at Blinn. Next season, last 4 games, and the Dolphins are in the thick of it. They just got to have a good series against Blinn to get in. That's going to do it for this one. Dolphins win 10-0 in 5 innings. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great rest of your afternoon.